Hello, welcome to Asisterpod. My name is Lulu, and I'm here with
Miriam.
And I'm Yesenia. ¿Cómo están hoy? ¿Cómo estuvo su weekend?
Pretty good.
It was eventful.
It was eventful. Mine was boring.
What did you do?
Nada. Estaba enferma.
Are you still
Todavía estoy un
that is
poquito
true.
como congested. Ya los demás están como bien, pero yo sigo como un poquito congested.
Sí.
Es que a mí me tardan más las enfermedades, como tengo las
Y yo creo que te agarró el
defensas
último.
bajas.
¿No?
Todos juntos casi. Bueno, mi esposo primero, después las niñas y después yo. Sí,
Te
yo
agarró
al
el
último.
último.
Yo al último,
Y
sí.
así, güey. A mí también me pasa.
That is true. Your husband was sick like at the cabin, right?
Sí, he started feeling
he was
sick.
like the second day.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
The second day I was
En la
like,
noche. En la noche se empezó a sentir mal. ¿Quién sabe? A lo mejor el cambio de clima. Es que en el día estaba
Maybe.
como caliente. Andábamos
Ajá.
caminando en lo caliente. Y después llegábamos a la cabin y estaba fresco
Yo
y
creo
el
porque
wind.
estábamos
Yeah.
abajo estaba caliente. Ya cuando subíamos la montaña estaba frío.
Yeah, and then at night it would be cold. It'd be like
was
60
cold.
degrees, 50 degrees.
Ujú. Sí, estaba frío.
So you didn't watch the Canelo fight that happened this weekend?
No, girl.
You didn't watch the UFC ones?
Or the UFC? There was two.
Vi unas peleas así como de... Yo ya... I was like over it. Ya me quería dormir, ya me sentía mal. Pero sí estaba ahí, en el sillón y las veía de vez en cuando. I would glance over, pero... Y me van a cancelar por esto, pero I'm not really a fan of Canelo.
Why would they cancel you for that?
Because a lot of people like him.
A lot of people like
A mí nunca me ha gustado el Canelo.
Why not?
I feel like he's arrogant.
I
Me
think
cae mal.
I think
See?
I just feel like he thinks he's the greatest thing on this earth.
I do think he didn't start like that
He's
though,
like
but
me,
like
no?
a little bit coming forward, yeah, he's gotten more like cocky, more like
Ajá. Sí, la verdad, no me dio ganas de verlo, la verdad.
I still think he's good. Like this fight was good.
It was pretty good.
It was good. Yeah, he knocked the dude out.
No, he didn't knock him out. He knocked him down.
He knocked him down.
Ah.
He punched him and he fell
Lies.
on his butt. Like he knocked him down.
his
Like
butt.
he didn't.
Yeah, knocked down.
He knocked him down like straight out.
Oh my god, and the ref like slipped and he fell?
The ref?
Yeah, the referee, what is he called?
The referee.
The
Yeah.
referee.
Yeah. He like, you don't remember when like he was like separating them? And
That
then
was
he
kind of
like,
lit. I'm
he,
not gonna
like,
lie.
He did a split.
He like
Cuando
slipped.
está sober? Nunca.
Bro, they were all drunk as hell and they were trying to tell me like, we
I'm
said
sober
this.
now.
And I'm like, no, you didn't. I was like, I'm the only sober one here. I think I would know.
Ay, no, de ver. Pero ya cuando cumplas 21, no vas a ser una drinker.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
No puedo con
I
otra más.
don't believe it.
Ay, la otra, I don't believe it. Yo no, la verdad.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yo
I
te
be
tomo un
standing on my
traguito,
word,
pero
so-
de que esté ahí nomás tomando y tomando, como que no es mi thing. No me sabe amargo.
I don't like.
Asqueroso.
I don't
It's
like
not
drinking
good.
things I don't like.
I don't like anything though.
I drink like wine. I prefer to drink like wine or like cocktails, but not like shots. But these
Pero
people
todo
like,
lo que
drinking
toman
beer.
es shots.
because they like drinking shots.
Oh
so
my
No,
I'm
we
God.
were
like,
drinking
well,
beer too that day.
bro, I hate beer. But Erica, our brother's girlfriend, she had me drinking beer. Cause
Ew, that's disgusting.
I had bought the guys a little, it was like a beer bucket. And because they was drinking beer watching the fights.
Like at the beginning.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, it's like extra beer, so this is for Erica and Lulu. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. And they gave it to me.
He was
And
like,
then
what?
there was another extra one. And I was like, Erica, you got it. Because I'm not drinking another beer, bro. I don't like beer.
Mm-mm.
But it was just because I was there. And I was drinking with Erica, so we just ended up drinking
No, si
whatever.
son tal para
Y'all
cual
be
todos.
like,
Tal
fuck
para
this
cual.
drink.
Hasta mi pa anda ahí. Shot,
Oh,
shot,
my God.
shots. Se pasa mi pa, ya.
My dad was buying strangers beer buckets, too.
What?
Well, not
Strangers.
strangers, but the other people who was with, they're not strangers to him, but he don't.
Oye,
He
ma.
works with them. He
Oye,
works
ma.
with them.
Oye, mi
No.
pa.
No,
But
he
he
works
don't-
with them.
Yeah, he
Trabaja con
works-
ellos.
¿Quién?
I don't know them. Pero trabaja con ellos. That's what Freddie told me.
It's
That's what our
Freddie's
brother told
friends,
us.
but they work with him.
Like they all work together.
They work at the same company.
The company.
But they don't be like, my dad and them don't be like, hey, how you doing? Like,
No.
my friend, no.
O
But
sea,
he-
no
know
son
what?
amigos de mi pa.
no,
No
they're,
son amigos.
they're our brother's friend.
Ujú.
Friends.
You know what? I did remember seeing that, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
Ojalá le hayan invitado una a él, porque
probably not.
Mm-mm.
no se
Probably
aprovechen, no se aprovechen.
I don't know.
Y entonces ustedes todos le iban a Canelo.
Yeah.
¿Ya?
Yeah, like the whole restaurant.
Yeah.
I heard que hay una pelea que andan pidiendo mucho a la gente with this other fighter. No me acuerdo cómo se llama.
Like Canelo and another fighter?
Ajá, pero que Canelo no quiere. And he wants like $200 million to fight him. O sea,
don't
¿le
know,
tiene
I heard
miedo
that.
o qué? Piensa que con él se va a perder.
Oh.
Maybe.
I think it's Benavides or something like that.
Oh, people have said they want him.
Pero
to
que
win at
Canelo
least.
dice que él no va a pelear con él a menos de que le den $200 millones.
To be honest, I don't think he
Maybe
would
he
lose.
think he's gonna lose.
Maybe he think he's gonna
I
lose.
don't think so.
Maybe lo va a pelear ya que esté más grande. Como para
He's
decir,
gonna lose.
ahora perdí porque ya soy grande.
Yeah, maybe he thinks like he has a chance of winning. So
How old is he? Is he
he old.
I thought he was
¿Quién?
Canelo?
He old.
I thought he was in like his 30s.
He
I think
old.
so.
Right, but that's old.
Google it right now. I thought he was like 35.
Que hasta menos.
33?
He's 34.
I was close.
That man old. He better be 40.
What?
And at 40, bro,
34, he better
no
be
more.
40.
He
So
ain't
what am
fighting
I?
no more.
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm gonna
about
be
to be
30. He's 4 years older than me.
Yes, see, you could have been a fighter.
yeah, so you could have been
What?
in the
What you
UFC.
doing with your life?
Yo no voy a andar ahí aguantando golpes.
Yeah, I
no
would die.
sé.
They would kill me.
No, gracias. ¿Te imaginas? No, gracias.
You just said that would kill me.
Sí, más seguro. One punch and you're knocked
I'm
out.
not a fighter.
I'm a lover.
I'm gonna run. Not even that. I'm gonna run.
You're gonna run like Mayweather.
I was about
All
to be,
around the ring.
I was about to be Canelo, watching Canelo fight.
Cálmate
No.
tú, peleonera. ¿Esta Lulu
Bro, I
borracha?
No, no, no,
Olvida.
no. This time, I
no,
had
it's
a
true.
reason.
Everybody drunk, they be trying to fight. Well, that whole group, my
I don't
brother,
be
his
trying to
girlfriend,
fight. I
you.
Te digo que son tal para cual
Nigel's
todos.
the only one that don't be trying to fight.
No, sí, dicen,
Yeah,
que
he
dicen
do.
que...
Actually, that's not true because he.
Yeah,
never
he
mind, that's
do.
not true.
Como dice el dicho, que Dios los hace y ellos se juntan. Así está. Tal para cual.
I've never heard
I've
that.
never heard
Tal
that, but
para
that's
cual.
clever.
No, that's not good.
Dios los hace y ellos se juntan.
Voy a empezar a decir eso.
No, but this time I had a reason though. This
A ver,
time
a
it was
ver,
a
¿qué?
very
I
good
think
¿Con
it was
quién ibas a
valid.
pelear?
Some random girl.
O sea, no la conocías.
No, because
Pero estaba ahí viendo la pelea.
yeah, I forgot what we was doing, but I think
Drinking.
I
Watching the
was.
fight.
No,
like,
you were in
that
the
time.
line. Oh,
I think I was in the line for the bathroom,
yeah.
but this girl was in front of me, or I was waiting for Erica to get out of the bathroom. It was one of the two because we kept
Waiting
going
at the bathroom.
Yeah, I was
Was that
waiting
the
at the
first
bathroom. Huh?
Was it the first time you ran into her?
No,
I
no,
thought-
it was the second time. That's why I don't know. The first time I ran into her, I was waiting for Erica to get out of the bathroom,
Uh huh.
and I didn't have to go to the bathroom. The second time though, I forgot if I was waiting or if I was in the line myself.
I think you were in the line because my coworker was in the bathroom.
Okay, and I think I was after that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Her coworker, which is also the owner's daughter.
Well, one of the owner's daughter.
What do you
of the-
mean? Who's coworker?
My
Miriam's
coworker.
coworker.
Because we went to watch it at my job.
Okay.
So Miriam's coworker, which is
Mhm.
also one of the owner's daughters, was in the
Mhm.
bathroom. We didn't know though. We were just waiting for the bathroom. We didn't know who was in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to the girl. I had talked to the girl previously, and we were like, oh, okay, like we're cool. We were cool. We were like, okay,
The random girl?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this was like the second time I had ran into her at the bathroom,
Oh.
and so we were like, okay, we're cool. We're cool.
Haces amigas en la línea del baño.
Yeah, we were cool. I only get very, very sociable when I'm lit.
Ah, sí. Y a bleach, más no poder.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
en la calle.
That's my dad.
that's
¿Sabes?
my dad,
Igualito
too.
mi pa. Once he starts drinking,
Igualito.
I know he's drunk when he starts talking. I'm like,
Y
yeah.
nomás anda risa y risa.
I am my father's child.
Ujú.
So we don't need a DNA test.
Ajá, continúa.
I was there. The girl was like talking to me, and she was like, "Oh my god, blah blah blah." I forgot what the hell she was saying, but she was talking to me, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like I think she was next in the bathroom, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like they're taking forever in the bathroom. Like what are they doing? Blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't know. And then she went up to the door and was like, "Hurry up!" And banged on the door, and she had some boots on and started kicking the door.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my god, like she's lit. Like she is lit. Like she's like that's crazy. And then
That's damage to property.
I don't
and
know
then
shit.
I was like, oh shit, like she's drunk. And I just stood there and I was like, oh, like girl, like
Calm down.
I was like, calm
Chill
down.
out.
Like, oh shit.
A lo mejor ya se hacía.
But she was lit.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep to be banging on the door and
Mejor
there's somebody in there. Like that's rude.
That
Like,
is
just
rude.
Somebody's in there.
Very rude.
And then all of a sudden I see the door open and it's the owner's daughter. And I was like, Oh shit. I was like, oh shit. Like,
She was probably like, who banging on this door?
No, she's so sweet.
she's
I
very
love her.
sweet. She's very nice. She just opened the door and she walked away. She walked like back to
Also, she
where
was
doing.
working that night.
And she was working. And I was like, oh shit, that's the owner's daughter. And I told the girl, I was like, girl, like, you need to calm down. Like, that's the owner's daughter. And she was like, no. I know the owner too, girl. I know the owner too. Like, blah, blah. Like, I don't care. And I'm like, no.
How you not gonna care?
I was like, girl, because to her, I don't know what she was saying. I don't know. But to me, I was like, yeah, but if you knew the owner, like, that's the owner's daughter. Like, you would have.
Te van a correr de ahí.
That's who that was. But I have
Maybe
found
she
out.
knew another owner because we have a couple owners.
That's what I found out later.
But if you go enough times, you'll meet like every single one.
Right.
Because
And
there's
we
always
kinda-
one.
There's a couple owners, but we basically know it's a whole family, and they're all the owners. But we basically know all of them. But I
I
was
do
like,
know all of them.
yeah, and I was like, that's the owner's daughter. That's like, I think. Well, I guess that's the main owner, or the one that portrays himself as the owner.
He's more like the face of
He's
it.
like
yeah.
the face.
Okay.
And I was like, that's the owner's daughter. And she was like, not having it. She was like, no.
She said, I don't
like,
care.
I
She
know
didn't
the
care.
owner, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, no. Like, that is the owner's daughter. And then she was like, no, listen. And then she was drunk, and she proceeded to go like this and grab my face.
What?
And I was like, listen. Like, she was drunk.
I
She
was
was like,
like, oh.
she was like, listen. Like, no, listen. And I'm like, okay, girl, like, don't put your hands on my face. Like, don't touch my face. Like, I'm listening, but don't touch my face. And I grabbed her hand.
¿Y tú estabas tomada también?
Yeah. And I grabbed her
I'm surprised they
hand.
didn't start tussling right there.
Girl, I was about to, and I was like, girl, because I knew she was drunk, but I was like, okay, girl, like, relax. Like, you're doing too much. Like, don't touch my face, though. Like, I'm listening, but don't touch my face. And then I kind of forgot what happened, but I think she just kind of, like, got quiet. I don't know if, I don't know, but she just kind of got quiet. Something happened, and then she just went in the bathroom.
Esta Lulu ni se acuerda, yo creo.
It's because she's drunk.
But I was like pissed. I was like, if she would have said something, we would probably got in a fight. But then I walked. I think Erica came, and I started talking to Erica, and she just went in the bathroom. And then I came, and I was like, Erica, bro, like, this girl is wilding.
Y ya me imagino a Erika también.
I was like,
And she was like, who? And then I told her, and then I saw the owner's daughter, and I went to go tell her what happened.
they both went to go talk to her.
Because she was right there, like the bathroom's here, and then she was standing right here at the little stand, and the girl was banging on the door while she was in the bathroom. I was like, girl, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm so sorry, like, this girl, I don't know who she is, but she was banging on the door while you were in there, and she was
Tú fuiste a tattletale.
she was kicking the door in.
I would too.
Because I felt bad, like, she was like,
Pero tú no hiciste nada. Why are you gonna go say sorry for something you didn't do?
because she's a little girl. Like, this a little girl. And I was like, bro, like, I'm sorry. Like, that girl is, like, drunk. Like, she was in there, like, kicking the door and banging on the door while she was in there. And she wasn't going to do anything. And I was like, girl, I'm sorry. And she was just, like, laughing and stuff.
Es que sabes, pues, que están borrachos, que
We've
están
dealt with
tomados.
crazy customers before.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, that's crazy.
And I remember
¿Se han peleado en tu trabajo?
almost
¿Borrachos?
Almost on Cinco de Mayo. People almost fought. I remember I saw you guys talking to her, and I knew y'all were drunk, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And she was she was like stuck in the conversation, and she was trying to clean stuff, and I was like, "Let me go, like, talk to them." And then y'all were talking to her, and you and Erica was like, "I'm about to fight her. I'm about to fight her," and y'all had your hair up. Y'all were like, "Where's she at? We're gonna fight her right now."
That's not the girl we were talking about. We were talking about
it was.
girl.
It was that girl.
Are you sure?
100%.
Because
Lulu ni se acuerda.
Girl, I'm sober.
Before that, Erica was trying to fight this other girl, but it was for no reason. And I was like,
no, it was that
Nomás
girl
porque la
because
miró feo o
y'all
algo.
pointed at her out to me, and then she like left right in the moment when y'all was legit about to go fight her.
oh, I do remember she left. Like, she left after I think we were like still standing there, and she got up when we saw her
She
leave.
left.
We saw her leave, but because she was with her man, and I was like, she probably knew like she was drunk. And then I forgot what happened, but the girl left. The girl left essentially.
Yeah, she left before they could fight her.
Yeah, but I was
And
like,
y'all were like, if she show up, because I've seen her once before that, like come into the restaurant, and y'all were like, if you see her again, call me, we finna fight her.
Ay, Diosito.
Well,
And you're like, okay.
Erica
No les hagan caso, por favor, cuando están borrachos.
Erica had also said that I think she was friends with a friend of one of the owners. Of one of the girls.
Amiga de la amiga de la amiga de la amiga.
We think she was friends with one of the bartenders, but it was one of the guys.
We had thought she was friends with one of the girl bartenders.
No, because I talked to her and she didn't know who she was.
Well, I think she said she knew somebody, but I was like,
maybe she didn't.
I think 9 out of 10 times they do know them because that's all who works there, like the owners and like their family, and then like us.
Well, essentially, she just didn't know who the daughter was of one of the owners, and I was like, no, that's one of the daughters of the owners, and she was just like, no, I know the owner, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay,
you know the family tree or what?
I guess, and I was like, all right, but that was that, yeah.
Y los muchachos no quisieron pelear. Freddy no quiso pelear.
No,
they were chill. Ahora eran ustedes.
And that's surprising,
It's usually them.
It's usually them?
Lulu, don't even play with me.
No, it's usually our brother. Most of the time in public, like we're at bars and stuff, it's our brother.
He'd be like, nobody better look at us funny or I'm gonna fight it. I'll be like,
bro,
like they're not looking at us.
Bro, one time you were there? Yes. But we were at this bar. And it has like a little rooftop. And we went to the roof. And as soon as we got up there, Miriam was with us. But it was like kind of like during the daytime. So they allow kids. And we had gone up.
I was like 16.
They allow kids.
We had gone up to the little rooftop. And then as soon as we got up there, Freddie was lit. Freddie, our brother, was lit. And as soon as he got up there, he was like, why are they looking at us? And
no one was looking at us. No one was looking at us.
Nobody's looking at us. We were just coming up some stairs and we went to go sit down. And then the whole time we were sitting down, we were up there for like a couple minutes. We sat down and he was like, who are looking at us? Why they keep looking at us? Blah, blah. Like they better not be looking at us. Blah, blah. And we were like, oh my God, we got to take him home. We got to take him home.
Okay, we go back
like nobody's looking at us. And I forgot what we did. I think we left. I don't know if we went home or we just left.
No, we just went downstairs again. We left
todo
the rooftop
paniqueado de que lo estaban viendo.
Yeah, and it was for no reason. So like, when he get really, really lit, he might try to fight. It's 50-50 chance.
It's 50-50 chance.
It's 50-50. Erica,
one of y'all go want to fight. 100% of the time, it's gonna be one of them.
Well, right before I was trying to fight that girl, right before that, Erica had sat down and was like, that girl over there looked at me funny. I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, who?
Te estoy diciendo que Dios los hace y ellas se juntan.
I was like, who? And she was like, her right there. And I was like,
pointing?
No, she did not point.
She pointed at one point, I think.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
because they were
like, but what did she do? She was like, I don't know. I was walking. She just made a face.
She just didn't like her because she was like, she looked real stuck up, like real prissy, and she was like, I don't like her.
Yeah, but essentially, the girl ain't do nothing though. She made a face, or she
was just sitting there.
She was like, I'm gonna fight her. Blah blah blah.
Ven monos con tranchetes. Dice Leila, oh my goodness. Ay, no, de veras, Dios mío.
But it was fun.
También una vez dijiste que ibas a pelear también algo del baño de que le habían abierto la puerta a Nigel.
Oh yeah, girl.
Why everything happens at the bathroom?
Huh?
Why everything happens at the bathroom?
Because they always at the bathroom when they're drunk.
Because bitches be drunk.
They gotta go pee.
It's always some drunk bitch. And so we were at a restaurant. This is during the daytime, and we were sober.
Y borrachos.
No, we were sober.
Oh.
We were all sober. This was like we had just gone to eat, and that was like the start of like our day, or like at our
afternoon night.
Yeah. And that was like the first thing we did. So we were all sober, and we had gone to this restaurant, and we were eating, blah, 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 and then my boyfriend went to go to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom, and then he came back, and he was like, bro, this girl just like opened the door. Well,
he calls you bro.
I don't think he said that, but that's what I told him.
That's how you interpret it.
I say bro a lot.
Same.
I say bro to him. And I was like,
you call him bro?
Yeah. Yeah, we call him bro.
You don't call him mi amor.
No.
Sweetie pie.
No.
You don't get mad that you be like, bro?
You call him bro for real?
Yeah, for real. Is that weird?
I don't think
that's
it's
like
weird, but
sometimes
they get mad.
Because that's how I talk.
Like, I'm not your bro. What do you mean? Yes, you are.
I think...
I wouldn't want to be called bro.
Oh, I don't like when he calls me bro.
No, that's different. But
when you can call him bro.
Because that's how I be talking. I be calling him bro or bro, blah, blah, blah. But I'll call him Nigel. I'll call him babe. It's probably Brady.
And bro.
Yeah, and bro.
That's number
one. So vino del baño y qué?
He came back from the bathroom and he was like, he didn't say bro, but he was like, this girl just walked in on me. Like, she just opened the door. And
while he was like, using the bathroom?
He said he was in the bathroom, but he wasn't like on the toilet or like at the toilet.
But naked.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He said he was washing his hands, I think.
Oh, he was done.
Or drying his hands. He was either washing his hands or drying his hands. Like, he was done.
And the lady opened the door.
The lady opened the door and was
he didn't lock it?
He said he swore he locked it, so that he don't know if maybe he didn't lock it or if she like unlocked it from the outside and opened
Picked the lock.
Yeah, I don't know. But he said that, and it was like the bathrooms, they weren't like the girls and the boys. It was just like doors. So it's like whoever needed to go to the bathroom goes into the bathroom. And he said that she opened the door and was like, hurry up. Like, you have people waiting. Like, I'm pregnant, something like that. And was like, you taking forever. You in here like not doing nothing or whatever. And like,
what?
People got to use the bathroom.
How does she know he's not doing nothing?
Exactly.
Right. She was drunk. And she closed the bathroom. Drunk. She was drunk. And she closed the bathroom. And he was just like, what the hell? And I think he had said...
She opened the door and told him off and then closed the door.
I think he had said, like... I mean,
antes no se metió.
No, legit.
I would have beat her ass. I wanted to beat her ass.
Imagínate que estuviera butt naked.
Exactly. No, and...
Qué vergüenza.
She's a dumbass, but... But I think he has said that... He has said something. I think he was like, I'm using the bathroom or like, I'm washing my hands or something like that.
Oh, he answered her?
I think so. I think he says something to her. But I can't remember what it was.
Well, what do you say?
Excuse
me.
Told her to get the fuck out. What's her problem? Like,
that's rude.
Yeah, like
she was rude though.
Yeah, I would have been like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, don't close my door. Like, that's exactly like.
No, yo me hubiera encerrado allí, tomado mi sweet, let us
I'm about to sit down.
I should have watched a video or something.
Well, he had came back and told us, and I was like, who said that? Who? What bitch?
Luego que no había más baños.
There was other bathrooms. There was other
Nomás
bathrooms.
estaba aferrada, quería ese.
Yeah.
¡Qué loca!
And so the way we were sitting, I forgot who was over here. Somebody was over here. One of our friends was over here, and we were at a booth. Mm-hmm. One of our friends was over here. I was in the middle, and then Nigel, my boyfriend, was on the end. Mm-hmm. And I was like, who said that? Like, who is she in here? Like, who is it? And he was like, oh, she's at the bar. She's staring at the bar. And I was like, I'm finna go say something to her. And they were like, no, don't say nothing to her, blah, blah, blah.
But she was drunk, but she was pregnant.
I'm finna get to that. And I was like, I'm finna go say something to her. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm finna go say something to her. Like, just let me out, like, get out, so I can go say something to her. And he was like, no, don't say nothing to her. All his friends was like, no, don't say nothing to her, blah, blah. And I was like, no, that's rude. And like, she need to get checked. Like, no, like, that's not cool. Like, you can't do that. You were sober? That's rude. I was sober. All of us were sober. Like, that was our first stop. Yeah, okay. We were all sober. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to say something to her when we leave, if she's still there. And we ate our food.
Like, legit, when I used to go out with y'all, it was a whole day's event. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, oh, brunch. We got home at like 10.
Yeah, like, girl, what? I don't know. We can never go to like one place. It's always like, okay, we're going here. And then
where we going?
After that, we're like, okay, so what y'all want to do after? Mm-hmm. So it just turned into like a whole rest of the day. Mm-hmm. But I was like, okay, we ate our food, we paid, blah, 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 and we got up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go say something to her. And they were like, no, don't say nothing to her. Like,
o sea, ya se iban ustedes.
It was still in your mind.
Yeah,
ustedes ya habían acabado.
Yeah, we were getting up and we were leaving. Mm-hmm. We were getting up and we were leaving. Everybody got up. Most of them walked in front of me to leave, like to go out. And I was like the second to last person. And I was like, I'm going to say something to her. They can be out. I'm going to say something to her. And I forgot exactly what I said to her, but I have gotten up to her and it was like, excuse me, like.
Excuse me.
I was like, excuse me, like, what you did was mad rude. Like, you don't do that shit. And she was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, you know what you did. Like, that shit was mad rude. Like, you can't be walking in on people in the bathroom. Like, you got to wait your turn. Like, that shit's rude. And you could tell she was, like, drunk as shit. And I was like.
O sea, ya no se acordaba lo que hizo.
I think she did. I think she was just acting stupid.
Estaba haciendo la mente.
Yeah, I think she was just acting like she didn't know what I was talking about. She was like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And then she had she was like with 2 other people, and it was like a girl and like 2 guys, and then one of the, I forgot who it was. It was one of the guys, one of the girls was like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, she's drunk. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then the girl started talking to, like, the guy who was walking behind me. And then my boyfriend had turned around and stayed because he heard me talk to her. And
he didn't say nothing? Nigel didn't say anything?
No.
And he just let you?
He was just like,
argue with her.
And then I think he was just watching to see if, like, one of the guys did something. I think he was there, but he was just like looking.
That would be crazy.
The guy, I think it was the guy. He was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, her friends apparently knew she was drunk as shit because all of them just kept apologizing on her behalf. And then she started saying something to the friend that was behind me. I think the friend had said something, was trying to explain to the other girl what like she did and what had happened. And I guess she heard it, and then she started cussing out the friend.
What?
Yeah, and I
was like,
and I was like, no, like she walked in on my boyfriend, told him to hurry up. Like, that shit's mad rude. You don't walk in on nobody, tell them to hurry up. Like, you wait your turn. Like, that shit's mad rude. And she was like going off on my friend, but essentially the guy had like stepped in front of us, so I couldn't even.
Her friend.
Yeah, her friend.
Her friend.
One of the guys was like, you know, blocking my way. And I was like, okay. And the guy was like big as shit. I was like,
I'm not gonna fight him.
I wasn't gonna get around him. I wasn't gonna get around him. And then they were just apologizing, like, no, she's drunk. And she's like talking.
She need to go home.
Yeah, she was just like kept going and going and going with my friend. ¿Y
tu friend qué le decía?
I don't think he was really saying. I think he was like talking to like the other girl over there. And was like, no, like, she did this and this and this. And I forgot what the hell she was saying, but she was just being loud. And the guy was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, she's drunk. Like, we need to take her home. Like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then one of the worker guys came and was like, okay, y'all got to take this outside. Y'all got to get out. And I was like, okay, like, we're going outside. Like, we were leaving. Like, we were on our way to leave. So we're going outside. But it's like, y'all need to like kick her the fuck out. Y'all need to cut her off because she's drunk as shit and she just walked in on my boyfriend.
Sí hay límites de que no le pueden servir más a una persona que ya está.
Yeah, you can't overserve someone. It's illegal.
And
it
so,
is?
Yeah. Oh. So we were like outside and the worker was like, he like held the door open and we were talking to him and telling him what happened. And he was like, yeah, she's drunk. Like, she's been here for a while and like she's been like loud and like acting up and like she's drunk.
¿Por qué
like,
no la sacan?
Well, they were like, we're finna cut her off, or like, I guess the friends kept telling her, like, trying to get her to leave, to like, let's go, but like she kept saying she didn't want to leave. But yeah, and that was.
Se ponen necios.
That was probably the only other time I was gonna fight somebody like for real. I was gonna like in public just
si
fight
te
a
hubieras
fucking
peleado.
stranger.
Oh,
yeah,
I believe it 100%.
I was gonna beat her ass, and I was like so pissed. I was pissed.
Es que sí, that's
like imagine somebody walking on your husband and it's like, hurry up, blah, 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 and the bitch wasn't pregnant. She was
obviously not.
She was not pregnant.
She made that up para que la dejaran pasar al baño.
Yeah, she just made up a fucking lie.
And all drunk.
Yeah.
Diciendo que está embarazada.
Yeah, but it's like, imagine if he wasn't washing his hands.
She's crazy. That's a crazy person. Saying you're pregnant.
Like that.
Yeah, no, but that was only, and it's always like 4 other people. Like, I was finna fight the bitch over there because
no por ti.
I was finna fight her because of the worker, and because she was grabbing my face.
She grabbed your face.
Yeah, I was like, girl, okay, like,
you should have grabbed her back.
I was like, I grabbed her hand. I was like, okay, I'm listening, but just like, don't touch me, like, don't grab my face, like, that's fucking crazy.
Ew.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
Yeah,
you don't know where her hands been.
Exactly. I was like, girl, you gotta fucking relax. And then the other time I was like really trying to fight someone was because
you grabbed my face to like demonstrate.
Oh,
you were like, and you were like.
She was like this, and I was like, okay, girl, like, what the fuck?
I was like, okay. You know what I forgot to say? That night at the fight, I went to go use the bathroom, and there was like a line. Well, there was just like one other guy.
Es que nomás hay un baño ahí.
No, but well, yeah, there's 2, but there was like there was a guy waiting, and like my boss was right there too, and I was like, oh, is there someone in the girls? And they were like, yeah, I think there is, but like, I went and turned it, and it was empty. So I went, and the guy was like, "Oh, okay, I guess you can go first." But like, he said it joking, and I was like, "I'm gonna go first anyway."
But it's in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, but if they're both full, like it's just one, so like you can really go in there. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I go in, and I'm like, I see a big ass spider, and I'm like, "Am I tweaking right now?" It was like legit this big, like it was huge. I've never seen a spider like that before in my life. And I was like, am I tweaking?
And was it one of those, the long legs?
It looked like a damn tarantula. I don't know.
Oh, hell no.
¿Lo mataste?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, no. And it started moving. I said,
Nope.
I got up and I opened the door, and I thought my boss was still going to be there to be like, you need to come kill this. But he was gone. It was just a guy. And I was like, I told him, I was like, you got to come kill this. And he was like, where is it? And I was like, it's like on the wall over there. And he's like, he walked in, he's like, oh, I see it. And he like grabs a paper towel to like step on it, because imagine
he was like, I'm scared.
I was like, you go kill it. I don't know. I'm not playing these games. He goes and he kills it.
And hurry up, because I got to pee.
And he was like, no, I had used the bathroom,
Oh.
but I still needed to wash my hands. And he was like, did you use it? I'm like, yeah, but I need to wash my hands. But you need to kill that spider, because I'm not going in there. And he kills it. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I go back in, I wash my hands. And I'm like, I come back out, he goes back in. I don't know. I
don't do chochos either.
I don't know. I was not playing. I was like, the first person I see, they got to come kill it. I'm not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
And then one of the
spiders.
bosses was like, that her mom had killed a big spider. And she was like, you've seen those videos
Ahí en tu trabajo también?
where you kill a spider and then like all the babies fall out.
Oh,
And I was
I'm scared of that.
like, you're lying.
I just saw one like that. Yeah, it was like one spider, and they stepped on it, and they all scrambled, all the little
I'm sorry,
ones.
but if I see another spider, I'm gonna get somebody from the back. I'm gonna get a customer.
Pero, o sea, ¿cómo pasa eso? ¿Las cargan atrás o qué?
Yeah, they carry a sack of eggs on them, like on their back or whatever.
But that means you pop the sack of eggs?
Mm-hmm.
They're like their babies.
Yeah, and they're like in little sacks individually, I think. And yeah, if you step on them and they're already like living and alive, they'll just scram.
That's crazy.
I better not see another one. That thing was huge.
I'm scared to ever see that in my life,
was
like in person.
¿Te imaginas que piensas que es solo una?
And imagine it's inside your house.
I'm burning it down.
Like, girl,
I'm moving.
No.
With spiders.
I'm gonna sell my house.
Ajá, sí, eso
I'm
sería
not playing.
mucho demasiado.
And they're like tiny.
Porque
They're
tienen like
tiny.
hundreds. Yo vi como que salieron.
Yeah, it was
muchas.
a bunch. And they'd be like very, very little.
And then
so
they
it's
gonna
like,
grow.
You're not even going to find them if they scram in your house.
Ajá, se meten en little, tiny little.
Me da miedo. I don't like chochos ni bichos ni nothing.
A mí tampoco.
I don't do
A
insects.
mí no me gusta.
I can't
Me da
kill
cosa.
nothing. I really can't.
Yo tampoco, porque just to hear the crunch. Oh, ay, no. No puedo.
I tell Nigel to kill everything. I be like, it's a bug in here.
Yo a veces
Kill it,
mando a
come
Leila
kill it.
porque Leila es bien valiente. Ella las,
You send your
she
little
been missing
baby.
like 3 or 4 times, but she can kill it.
You send your little baby. That's crazy.
Yo le digo, Leila, mira, ven un chocho. Ven, mátalo. Así, ay, dale.
Chocho is an insect for those
Yes.
who don't know.
Pero yo le digo chocho.
Because
chocho feo.
even some Spanish speakers be like, what's a chocho?
Es que depende de dónde son,
It's from
yo
a
creo.
region, yeah.
Ajá.
Y'all know that popote is very controversial.
Yeah, because
Yes.
they have like popote, they
It
have
has
like
it
sorbeto,
got like a million
pajilla.
names.
There's other ones too.
Ajá. But we say popote.
Which the words sound funny.
It do.
A lot of words
lot
sound
of words
funny.
sound
If
funny.
you really say them in your head, you're like, what?
Like,
It
¿por qué
sounds
se llama
funny.
así?
Ajá. ¿Quién dijo que
Who
se
named
llama
it
así?
that?
¿Quién sabe? I know.
You don't got no fighting stories?
No.
When you worked, you ain't never had to fight nobody?
You never had to find nobody.
No. I never had to fight anybody. Pero sí pasaban cosas que, ay, Diosito santo. Como una vez, yo era la única girl. All the rest of
This
like
is
the
where?
pizza.
At the
pizza place. Uh-huh. That was my first job. I worked at a pizza place.
You had other jobs? Or just a pizza place?
Just a pizza place.
I was going to say, I don't remember you working anywhere else.
Yeah, you said your first job. Did you work anywhere else after the pizza place?
No. Pero cuando estaba en high school, hacía mucho volunteer work.
Yeah, you did do a lot.
So I did work. Pero
But it
it was
was
just
free.
volunteering.
And then after that, she got married.
I was like, bye.
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 I was dead.
Es que sí pasaba pasaban muchas cosas con los clientes porque, ay, no.
No dejan estar en paz ahorita.
No dejan estar en paz. Cada gente que viene dice uno, Diosito.
Whenever I see a construction worker come in, I'm like, pray to God. I'm like, please. I'm like, please.
The construction worker is crazy. Oh my God.
Ay, es que no pierden tiempo ni oportunidad. No pierden
I get
tiempo
so
ni
excited
oportunidad.
when they go to the bar instead. I'm like, yay, thank you.
La única vez, como les digo, la única vez que me pasó algo que dije, ay, no me gusta. No me gustó aquí ya. I was the only girl. They wanted a girl cashier porque...
You sound more like that.
Ajá. No sé por qué, pero todos los demás eran guys. I was the only girl. Entonces, yo atendía a todo el mundo. Y llegó un señor. And that day, I was like really sick. Bueno, como que... I was really sick, pero... O sea, no me sentía tan... Fatal, ajá. Como que nomás tenía como un leftover cough. Y no se me quitaba. Entonces, I would always cough in my shirt. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to be spraying my germs all over the place. Y so llegó un señor, un viejito. No viejo, así viejito, pero un señor ya grande. Maybe like my dad.
Okay.
Like 50?
Yo creo, por ahí. Sí. Y I was taking his order. Y I just could not stop coughing. And I was just coughing in my shirt. Mm-hmm. I was like having a coughing attack. Or no sé. Y me dijo como, oh, I see how they get so big. Because I had like a t-shirt on and it was like form-fitting. And like all the voluptuousness was just shouting. Mm-hmm. And I was just coughing in my shirt. So he was like, oh, I see how they get so big. And I looked at him. I was like I could not believe what had just come out of his mouth. I was like, what? Pero ya no le dije nada. And I just...
Nah, you're better than me. I'd be giving them such
like I wanted,
looks. I'd be like...
Like I was like, what? Y como que ya me iba a dar otro ataque de tos. And I just turned around and I was just coughing my way out to the back of the...
I'm gonna walk away.
To the back. Y les dije a Don Carlos. Don Carlos era como el que más tiempo tenía allí. Don Carlos,
I remember him.
Y él era el que hacía las pizzas.
He used to give us free pizza.
Yeah. He used to give us free everything.
Todo. Mm-hmm. Todo. Siempre me preguntaba cuando ya me iba que si no quería llevar algo.
I remember we loved picking you up from work because we would walk in and be like, hey, we're here for Yesenia.
Les daban drinks.
Can I get a slice of pizza? And then I'd be like, oh yeah, you can just have it.
Ni preguntaban. Él les decía que si querían algo.
It's like, how many do you want?
Ajá, siempre. Y luego nos hacía las pizzotas grandotas. We had like 24-inch.
They were New York style pizzas.
Or like, I don't know how big. They were like big pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
The slices were like this big.
Yeah.
Pero le dije a Don Carlos, ese señor like I felt uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Me hizo sentir incómoda y no quiero salir ya. Le dije lo que pasó, que me había dicho. And he was like, cabrón. Porque todos como que me cuidaban harto porque todos eran guys.
Girl. Yeah.
And they were like taking no shit from nobody. Entonces le fue y le dijo, yo me puse como a tomar órdenes en el otro teléfono que estaba atrás porque mm-hmm. they call and make pickup orders mm-hmm. or whatever. So, pero yo estaba ya en el chisme también escuchando que Don Carlos le estaba diciendo que they were not going to serve him, that he needed to leave. Y el customer was like, but I didn't say anything. Like, I didn't do anything.
He knew what he did.
And he was like, well, and Don Carlos was like, well, I don't know, and I don't really care. We're not going to serve you. You need to leave. And if you don't leave, we're going to call the police. Y estaba ya alegando el viejo rabo verde que él no había hecho nada, que él no había dicho nada. Tal vez no fue gran cosa, ¿verdad? No me tocó lo que sea, pero me hizo sentir incómoda. And I was not going to go out there and take his order.
That's nasty. He know better. You don't say
shit. Y un viejo.
Like
o sea, yo era jovencita.
Weren't you underage when you worked there?
No, ya tenía como... Ya tenía como 18 or 19.
I was going to ask how old were you?
Ya tenía como 18 or 19. I don't know.
But he knew better than to say shit like
that. Sí. Y se tuvo que ir porque... No, yo no iba a salir. Ya después que se fue, volví a salir. Pero sí me hizo sentir bien mal. Como que... I felt like... Como que me estaba viendo. Como que I felt naked.
Yeah.
Y no me gustó. I felt disgusted. Pero se fue.
And you didn't say nothing to him?
Es que le quería como decir...
It's because you were coughing.
Ajá, y ya me andaba dando otro ataque de tos y mejor I turned around and went in the back.
I was like, you better than me.
So you just didn't answer him.
I'm like, you
no
better than me.
No le contesté nada.
I would have coughed in his face.
No le contesté nada porque no supe o no pude porque ya me andaba dando la tos otra vez y ya mejor me di la vuelta y me fui. Ya les dije lo que me había pasado. Y se tuvo que ir. El viejo rabo verde.
I love that word.
I love that
Rabo
word.
verde.
Viejo rabo verde. ¿Por qué serán rabo verdes? Yo no sé. ¿Se les hace la cola verde o qué?
Yeah, literally, I guess. I don't know.
I know. Little babies have a rabo verde.
What?
Especially Hispanic babies and Asian babies. Like, acá atrás en la caderita, they have like a green spot. Like it looks like a bruise almost.
Oh,
I did not know that.
One
But
of
it
the
goes
kids
away.
Had that. Yeah, I think one of the kids had that.
All my kids
funny.
have had it.
All your kids. You have two.
Well, that's all my kids. It's like I have 4.
Right, you got 6 kids like my mom.
Oh my God. Yo no quería, pero tengo 2.
I have a similar. You didn't want to.
No quería hijos.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
But then I
you didn't
changed
want
my
them.
mind. You change your mind. Eventually.
I don't want kids. We're
That
back
rest
to
when you're
not
30.
having kids. When I'm
Wait,
30, I'm 23. Yeah, I'm 23.
Yo
I
ya
don't
no
think
quiero
so.
más.
I don't think so.
Bueno, ya veremos.
I have a similar story to yours though.
¿De un viejo rabo verde?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because I was working at where I work at.
Where we go?
Have y'all seen that? Like at the job where I work at.
¿Ese es tu primer job?
No.
¿Dónde Oh, Carowinds.
Uh-huh.
¿Y qué más?
That's
That's
it.
it?
Carowinds y the
My-
pet
The job where
place.
she works at.
The pet place.
At my
I'm
work.
like, the
at
work
my
where she
job.
works at.
The work where she
So-
works at.
I was at my job and I think it happened to me twice actually.
¿Con un viejo?
The
¿El mismo?
the same comment too. No,
Oh.
it was a different man.
Different person.
Yeah. But one time I was checking in the dog. I groom dogs, so I was checking in the dog for his appointment, and it was an old man.
Dogs. She don't do cats.
I don't do cats. I refuse to do
I
cats.
don't do cats.
Cats are insane. And I seen my manager, she does like only baths and like nails on cats because they made her. And
Damn.
I saw her bathe one cat, bro. It was flying from wall
Oh
to
my
wall.
God.
It jumped out of the tub. It was like holding on to everything.
¿Por qué le tendrán tanto miedo al agua?
I don't know. We had a
I
cat
don't know.
and she was really good about water.
But she was rare. She was
very rare.
She was a good kid.
She was a good little cat. Plus, we bathed her and I did her nails since she was a baby.
I'm gonna
so
be honest.
Se acostumbró.
I think
Yeah.
someone took her in.
I don't know.
I'm so sure because sometimes it would be like someone else was also feeding her. Like I swear to God.
That is
Se
true.
perdía.
I swear to God, she was going to another family too.
She like como aquí, luego como allá.
It's good. Remember, there was a cat lady. Like one of the
Yes.
homeless ladies would feed the cats, and that's why there were so many
Pues
cats
de ahí,
there.
de ahí se
Ahí
salieron
salió.
todos los gatitos.
Well,
I feel like
I
one of
was-
the neighbors took her.
they probably did. They made her a house cat. So
We tried to make her house cat. She didn't like it.
She didn't
Mom didn't like it either.
No, one time we brought her in because it was snowing. We were like, it's really cold. We got to bring her out. She was meowing and meowing. Now she wanted to go outside. We had to let her
Oh.
out because she was just whining the whole
she
night.
didn't like. It's
She
because
didn't
she
like being
missed her
outside.
boyfriend. She had a
Freddie,
boyfriend.
Freddie, our brother, he was mad that she had a boyfriend.
That was his baby.
Pero she was
apparently.
fixed, ¿no?
Yeah.
She was.
They
Oh, bueno.
fixed her, but she had a lot of boyfriends. And apparently there was like one cat that always kept going. They were like, that's her boyfriend.
That's her boyfriend. Ajá, pues, continúa con la historia.
Oh, we got
Nos vamos, nos
sidetracked.
vamos.
I was checking in the dog, and I was like, okay, this and that. Sign my paper, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, oh, like, can you bathe me too? And I was like, no, we don't do that here. And
We don't do that.
and
I was like,
was
we don't bathe other animals.
We don't have
I
no
was
services.
so pissed. And it's an old man. Like, it's an old
Ew,
ass
qué
man.
asco.
And I was like, no.
Porque son así asquerosos. Ay,
I wish I would have told him something else, but no, I was
you
just
were
like,
being professional.
yeah, I was just like, no, we don't do that here.
Low-key,
We
I
don't
think-
do that
and
here.
I, and I just turned around and I took his dog and I left. I wasn't gonna talk to his ass no
Le
more.
hubieras dicho, we don't do that here, but you can try a nursing home.
I should have.
Ahí lo
No, I
hago.
really wanted to be like, bro, like, how do you think that's okay to say that? Like, that's
Bro.
inappropriate. Like,
Bro. Es
Okay.
que no piensan.
That's so
O sea,
weird.
piensan
No,
que deben
no.
de sacar
They
eso de su
think
boca.
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're
Tan
doing.
pendejos no están.
Pero, o sea, ¿cómo piensas que va a reaccionar la muchachita?
I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure.
Come
No,
on.
you're
Hop in the
fucking
tub.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, throw boiling water on him.
Asco.
But I just said the dog night when I was like, do not ever book this dog with me again. And I was like, I am never speaking to that man again. I don't know if y'all want to ban him or I don't think that was enough to like ban him. But I was like, I'm not touching the dog and I ain't talking to the man. The man would still go. I don't see him anymore. But he would still go after
maybe
that.
He died.
And he would, maybe. And he would walk in and I'll be like, y'all gotta get him. I ain't talking to him. I ain't even say hey to him because I'm not dealing with him. And I literally like, I'll either stay there or I'll like go in the back and I'll just be like, yeah, y'all gotta go get that customer. I ain't talking to him. And in his like profile, I'm like, no, like do not book this dog with Lulu because I am not doing it.
You made a note.
I am not doing it, and I'm not checking him in either. Like
I'm
call
not
the manager
talking to him.
if y'all want. I'm not talking to this man. And I do think it happened again.
With the same man?
No, it
Another
happened
man?
again.
Creative.
It happened again when I was leaving work,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like almost out the door, and I think there was a man, and he like saw that I worked there. And he was like, oh, like, do you work, like, in the vet or, like, you work, like, in the grooming? I was like, oh, I work in the grooming. And
It was an older man también?
He wasn't that old. He was maybe, like, 40, like, late 30s, maybe early 40s. Mm-hmm. And he needed help with the little machine to make the tags. And it's by the front door.
Oh.
And I was leaving. I was already clocked out and everything. I was leaving.
I wouldn't have helped him. I'm not on the clock.
You can go to customer service.
I was like, hey, how do you do it? I
can
was
take care of
like,
you over there.
bro, to me, the shit, it's self-explanatory. Like, it tells you what to do and what to press.
Legit.
And I was like, oh, like, no, you just get a little tag and it tells
Follow
you what
the
to
directions.
do. It tells you what to do. He was like, oh, okay. And then he was like asking me like, oh, what do you do, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, no, I just work in the grooming salon. And he was like, oh, like, I forgot what exactly he said, but he basically says the same thing. He was like, oh, like, can you bathe me too? Or, like, can you give me a bath? Or like, my dog, and can you give me a bath too? And I was like, no. And I just walked the fuck out. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm off the clock. I'm not dealing with this. And I said, no.
¿No se les ocurría otra cosa que decir?
No, because...
That's their pickup
You're
line.
better than me because if you off the clock, I would tell him because
that's like their best
I'm not even
pickup
working
line
right
because
now.
they have said this, I think, similar stuff to like my other coworkers too. And there was one time
they're not very creative. I'm telling you.
They're disgusting. That's all I can say.
There was
disgusting.
one time though, we definitely had to like ban a customer because he started like trying to like stalk one of my coworkers.
Like harass them.
Yeah, he would like always show up, and then he apparently would like
No
wait.
tienen nada que hacer, okay? No trabajan. Okay?
I guess not. Apparently, one time, one of them like waited at his car like outside for her to like.
Oh,
get
hell
off.
no.
He started like cleaning his car in the parking lot and like cleaning the rims, and we're like, he looks weird as shit. And they just had to like walk her out to her car, but he was like outside like waiting for her.
Ya lo conocía.
After he had already like asked for her number, and then I think after that, I guess he knew her car, and he left a little note with his phone number on her car.
He been watching her.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. And
That's
they're like,
scary.
yeah, like you can't come back, like you can't book it. And if he do like come back, you gotta book it when the day shoot doesn't work. Otherwise, he can't come. But yeah, they're weirdos. They be weirdos over there.
Gente tan loca. Ay, no. No.
They be weird, bro. It be some sad stories too, though, at my job. I remember one time, it was like a long time ago. It was a little funny at the end, but it was a long time ago. And I had like just started working there. And
¿Cómo empezaste? How do you get there?
What do you mean?
How do you get to working at
I just applied. At my job.
At the job where she works.
I just applied.
She just applied, I think,
They
then
were
she
like-
did training.
I did an interview.
Oh, you did
I did
training.
an interview, and then I watched some videos on a computer, and then I actually started like working, like shadowing someone, like the whole day, and then I just had my own appointments, and I had to do what she did.
Y ahora eres experta. Muy bien.
And then I went to another little school to do like
Oh, yeah, I
the
remember.
grooming part.
The haircuts and
Yeah,
stuff.
the haircuts.
Oh yeah, before you used to do just like washing.
Yeah, I did like just baths and like nails and stuff. But then I had to take like another course to like teach me how to cut, and like there's also like breed cuts. So like certain breeds of dogs have certain haircuts. For like the show grooms and stuff, they have certain kinds of grooms, and I had to learn that.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah, I just went to school for it, kind of. And they paid for it to work there, so.
For the training, for the schooling.
Yeah, because there is, like, outside schools from there, and you have to pay for it. And all your, like, materials and stuff. But they gave me, like, all my materials and everything I needed, and paid for the little school or whatever. There was one story when I started working there. There was a little German Shepherd puppy. Oh, and he came in.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Peludos.
Huh?
Muy peludos.
They're like a hairball. They're like super
like a little bear.
Me acuerdo de oso cuando lo agarramos así. Peludo. Parecía un oso.
And it was maybe like 4 months old. Like, it wasn't tiny, but it wasn't like a huge
We were
dog
creative
yet.
with our names.
Oso.
We were very creative.
Lo vimos negro y dijimos el oso.
Y'all should see how many peluches and osos there is at my job. They're all named down. All the little
Is that the most common?
And they're all bad. They're all bad.
Es que los más chiquitos son los más traviesos.
You know, we definitely said that, like, that a lot of, like, Hispanic people's dogs are bad. Like, they're almost always bad. They're almost always real bad.
Mala fama.
Especially the peluche ones. The ones that be named peluche, they bad. You already know. You get a peluche on your like, oh, you know he bad. You know he bad.
A peluche. A muñeco.
No.
¿Qué más les ponen?
Sometimes they be like princess.
There's a lot of princess.
Chloe's and Zoe's.
Bella is like.
Bella.
There's a ton of
Bella's
Bellas.
number one.
Yeah, Bella's like number one. There's a lot of really common names though. Bueno.
Otra vez.
The story. The story. So we checked in the little German Shepherd puppy, and we were like, it looks really skinny and like really shy. But we were like, okay, like it's fine, like it's walking and everything. So okay, it just looked really shy. And they washed it or whatever, and then I think they couldn't dry it because they were like, something's wrong with this puppy. Like, something's like, he's not acting like a hyper happy puppy. He's just kind of like shy, just kind of sitting there. That's not normal for puppies. Puppies are usually like all over the walls. And they were like, something's wrong with this dog. Like, I don't think it's all the way like good. And I think it was still wet. And they took it to the vet next door. And they were like, this dog is like severely malnourished. Like, it's gonna die soon if it doesn't like get the proper treatment.
O sea, estaba
like,
como no tenía energy porque no le daban de comer.
Like, it
lethargic.
was starving. It was starving.
It was starving?
Yeah, they were like, he looks really dehydrated and like.
Cuando lo bañaron le veían los huesitos.
I didn't wash him, but I guess they probably did. You can feel like their little spine sometimes when they're really skinny.
Pobrecito.
And like when they're really old, sometimes like you can feel their bones and their spine, and then they'll have like a big belly, but it's because they're old. Like their bodies just changed.
Pero él estaba chiquito, era un bebé.
Yeah, he was a puppy, and they were like, "No, this dog looks like he's lethargic, like but he looks too skinny. Like he looks like he's severely malnourished, like he's dehydrated. Like he's gonna die soon if like they don't like get him like the proper food." And
that's so sad, pobrecito, muriéndose de hambre.
He was a little baby. And then we called the parents, and the parents were like, y'all did something to my dog, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, we took it to the doctor, and they said it's severely malnourished, and that's why it has no energy. Like, it didn't even want to stand anymore. It didn't want to walk. It would just lay down and stay there.
Sí estaba bien mal.
It was dying. It was like, it was starving. And they were like, y'all did something to my dog, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, I'm about to come up there, and y'all gonna hear me, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, uh-oh. Like,
mendigo.
And we told the managers, and we told the vet, and the vet was like, let me know when he get here. And I'm like, and the vet, okay, so for some context, the vet guy, he's like I don't know what it's called. He's like the chief of staff or whatever, but he's like the main one. He's
the
like
manager.
the manager at that vet. But he is very like, how can I put it? He is very obnoxious. He's very loud.
Obnoxious.
Like when he works.
I love that word.
When he works, you know he's working because you can hear him to the front door, and the vet is like in the back, and the salon is in the back. But you walk in the door, and
he's loud.
Like, if he's talking to a customer, you can hear him. Like he'd be loud. He's very loud and obnoxious, and it'd be like several times where like I'm going to the bathroom or something, and you gotta like pass by their desk. And if he's there and nobody passed by and I won't say hey, he'll be like, hello, why didn't you say hey to me? And I was like, hi.
Excuse me.
Hi, Dr. Such and Such. And he was like, yeah, don't do that again. You got to say hey to me. And I was like,
Don't
okay.
do that again.
That's rude.
That is
But he'd do that to everybody, though. He'd do it to everyone.
O sea, he's very friendly.
He's very friendly.
Muy buena
And
onda.
he old and bald. he's
He old and bald.
But he's really funny. And, like, we're like, this is the best doctor over there. Like, if you want to go to that vet, like, go to this doctor. Like, he's really good. And, like, he'll really, like, look out for you. Like, you know, he's not going to just do and charge you whatever. Like, he's cool. And, yeah, he was like, let me know when he come in here so I can talk to him or send him my way over there. And we were like, okay. So then we had the dog there. And then the guy walks in and then was like, okay, let's get the vet to come and explain to you what he said. And the vet came, and this was all happening in our lobby. Mm-hmm. So everybody was just there, like, watching.
Chismosos.
And we were just like,
barriendo la calle, aspirando al pasto.
and the way he talks real, like, he would say, hey, yeah, brother, like this and that, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's informal.
Muy llevado.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, no, like, this dog is, like, severely malnourished, like, he needs to eat something, like, has he been eating at
Le estaba
home?
diciendo al owner.
Yeah, he was telling the owner, because the owner was like, the groomers did something to my dog, that blah, 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 y'all beat my dog up or something.
What?
And that's why he's acting like that.
Oh, that's crazy accusation.
And the doctor was like, no, he's not. Like, the dog, it's too skinny, it's dehydrated, like, this is from not eating. Like, he's starving. And he was explaining to him, and he was like, no, I'm going to sue this place. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue your job. I'm going to sue this.
Y no pueden llamar ¿a quién le llamas for
animal
protection?
Animal control.
Animal control?
Animal control and the police.
And the police.
Oh.
Because the police will...
That's animal cruelty.
They'll arrest him, and animal control will take the dog from him. But we were like, ooh. We were like, no, like, if you take it to the vet, which we took it to the vet, it's in the file, like, no, he is severely malnourished, and this is why the dog is acting like this. They didn't do anything to the dog. And he was like, I'm sue you, blah, blah, blah. And the vet was like, okay, well, go ahead. If you want to get into that, go ahead. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to sue y'all for, like, this much and this much, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, you can go ahead and do that. All I want you to know, though, is my pockets run deeper than yours. And you can go ahead and sue, and you can do everything you want. But, like, I don't know if you got it, but I got it.
He said, sue me.
We're cracking up. And which we've heard that he do got
Well, he a vet.
but not necessarily vet, but he's also the chief of staff, like, of the vet. So he's making good money.
He got money.
He's making good money.
He was like, okay.
And he's been
You
doing
do that.
it. He's been doing it for, like, years and years and
Oh,
years. And he was like, yeah, okay, like, you can do that. We can do it. Like,
Go
He said,
ahead.
let me call my lawyer right now.
you're probably gonna, like, you know, give up before I do. Like, we can go the whole way.
Sí, porque cuesta dinero. Sue somebody. Cuesta dinero.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna sue somebody, you gotta think you gotta know you're right.
You're gonna win,
if
too.
you lose,
Sometimes lawyers will take the cases if they think they'll win because
That'll get money.
they'll get money from that.
yeah, that was like. There's been a couple stories though where, like, the people are like, we're gonna sue y'all, blah blah blah, but it wasn't nothing like that. That was, like, the only one.
That's
Cause
crazy.
they'll be like, oh, the haircut's ugly. Y'all shaved my dog, but it's like your dog was mad at as shit. Like, what you wanted me to do?
You drop off
didn't-
one dog and pick up a different dog.
Bro, it's so funny because it really be like that. It really be like that, but we never, like, shave the dog and not tell the owner. No, when we're checking in, we're like, he's gonna be naked. He's gonna look like a rat because he's matted and you didn't brush him. And we'd be like, do you brush him? And they'd be like, yeah, I brush him.
No, they don't.
No, you
Once a
didn't, girl.
month.
And I'd be like, okay, well, I don't think you're using the right tools then if you're brushing him. And we'll show him the things.
Es que yo creo que es como un niño. Todos los días, si tienen el pelo largo, todos los días lo tienen que peinar porque
Every
si
day.
se les enreda mucho.
And that's what we tell them. We'd be like, okay, how often do you brush them? And then sometimes they'll be like, yeah, like once a week, once every 2 weeks. I'm like,
That's not
well,
enough.
yeah, that's not.
Do you brush your hair once a week?
That's why it's matted. You just gotta brush them every day.
Oh,
if you
I
want to
know.
have long hair on your dog, you're gonna have to brush them every single day.
Si
Like,
no,
you brush your
cortito.
hair every day. If not, shave it naked. Shave it naked like a rat every single time. And there's people who do
Pero se ven
that.
feos, like.
They look creepy.
Well,
like
then don't.
Es que luego se les ve como una cabezota y como unos ojotes.
And then the little skinny
But that's what we would tell. We'd be like, okay, well, now that you got the dog, you either give it away, or if you don't want to brush it and you don't want to pay these matting fees, because them bills be like $200. If you don't want to pay extra because it's matted, you don't want to take it to the groomers, you don't want to brush it.
You shouldn't be having this dog.
You either give it away or you shave it naked every single time you come, and like early, like before it gets long hair. Bring it in. We're gonna shave it naked for you, and you don't ever have to brush it.
We're gonna shave it naked,
and that's it.
We'll give you a rat back.
Yeah, but we never shave the dog naked without telling them like, hey, it's gonna.
O
be
sea, ya
naked.
es como la última opción, ¿no?
Yeah, it's like because there's some tangles and masks, like even our hair gets tangled, like you can still brush it out, or you put some conditioner and you can brush it out. But there's some that it's severely matted, and if you try to brush it out, you're gonna rip the dog.
Pero también eso, o sea, dejar tu perro que se le haga así el pelo es como neglect, ¿no?
Yes, it's neglect.
You can get in trouble for that?
Yes, and we can't call the police, but the vet next door can.
You can't call the police?
I think that's crazy.
I guess it's like bad for business, and we can't call the police.
What?
It's like, imagine like you take your dog to get groomed, but it's really matted and it needs a haircut. Y
esa vez el vet llamó a la policía?
I don't know, but there was one time where the dog had came in and it was like severely matted, and it wanted us to do the haircut, but it was so matted that there are some that we turn away because it's so matted to the skin and it's like rock solid that our blades aren't going to be able to get through that, because our blades have to get under it, but there's like no opening. It's just all one piece, and we got to refer them like out to get. It's like surgical blade that the vet like puts them to sleep because they're not going to stay still. The vet puts them to sleep and shaves it off of them.
That's crazy.
I do remember one time we were like, a lot of people will come and will like, I'm going to get my dog groomed because he's going to the vet tomorrow. Because they don't want the vet to see they're not brushing the dog and taking care of the dog correctly. Like, imagine like it's so matted that there's no air going on the skin.
Irrita.
So it gets irritated. They have skin infections under there. Sometimes they'll have like wounds under there. Like something will get into the hair and stab them, and like it won't come out. And they'll have wounds under there. Or they'll be like super infested with fleas under there, and it's terrible. And yeah, I'm like, well, shave your dog naked. Shave your dog naked, or get a different dog. Get a pit bull that you don't do haircuts on. Like when it's masked, like they'll get hard, like rocks. And when it gets to that, we're like, we can't do it. Like there's nothing our blades are gonna do for that. They can't. No
se pueden meter para cortarlo. Ay no, pobrecitos.
It'd be sad. It'd be sad. Sí, and I'd be like, dang. I'd be like, dang, I really want to shave all this hair off of this dog to like, make him feel better like today.
¿Te imaginas cómo se debe sentir el perrito?
And then all that hair is just like pulling on their
skin. La de doler.
So it's uncomfortable. And then when we shave it, they don't like it either because it's uncomfortable.
Porque les duele, yo creo.
And then they be trying to bite us. So then we're like, we can't do it. Yeah, but yeah. And then we'd be like, dang, like I really want to shave this dog and like help him out. But then
Pero no se puede a veces.
Can't. Like we gotta send them away.
Ay, gente. Yo por eso no tengo animales, porque no tengo paciencia, no tengo tiempo.
It's a lot of work.
Y yo pienso que un animalito...
It's like a kid. It's like a child. Like,
porque pienso que un animalito no debe de estar afuera porque sufren de calor, sufren de frío. Y yo para tenerlos adentro, tampoco. Entonces no tengo animales.
See, and then it'd be like, the people have kids. We were like, so you brush your daughter's hair every day. But and the dog has long hair too, but you don't think, hey, I gotta brush the dog's hair too. Like, brush them at the same time. Like, you gotta brush the dog's hair too. You gotta brush the dog's hair too. Or shave them naked.
Sí.
Shave them naked every single time. And there's people who do that. They'd be like, you know what? I got the dog and I didn't think it was gonna be like the brushing and the maintenance of the hair. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. So, just shave it naked every single time.
Pobrecitos.
Or I have some like older customers where they're just like, Yeah, I don't want to like deal with it anymore. So like they just shave it like pretty short. They don't shave naked, but they'll shave it like really short.
Como la gente grande a veces se cortan el pelo cortito para ya no estar lidiando con el pelo.
They get cold and they put little sweaters on them?
Yeah, they put little sweaters on them. Or, yeah, they'll be like, yeah, I'll just put a sweater on him. It's fine.
It's fine.
And they do, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's fine. And it lives inside, so. We'd be like, just be careful with like it getting sunburned when they're like really short and
I didn't even think about that.
Like, you know how people who are bald, their head will get sunburned. Yeah, we'd be like,
they gotta put sunscreen on their head.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I did not even think about
We'd be
that.
like, just be careful with the sun.
Se puede quemar tu scalp.
My scalp has gotten sunburned before.
El de Leila también, como tiene really poquito pelo and very thin. Sí, cuando hemos ido como
Leila be bald.
She is like damn near bald.
Salió a mí. Tiene así la ponytail. Like 10 pelitos tiene.
She damn near bald.
How old is she?
She's 2 almost.
So do you think like it'll end up growing more? Or you think she's just
I really hope.
She probably won't have hair like you.
Probably. Yo tengo muy poquito pelo. Se me ve mucho porque es curly y se me esponja. Se ve mucho, pero tengo muy poquito pelo. Y se me cae mucho. Voy a quedar pelona.
But they like, so she's that pelo.
No, sí, mi hija salió a mí,
just
pobrecita.
start collecting your hair from right now.
So you can make a wig later.
People do that.
I should do that.
Like in the shower, they collect their own hair, then wash it, and then brush it out, put it on like a piece of tape.
Oh, no. I ain't got no time for that.
They put it on a piece of tape, so then they make extensions out of their own hair.
Mm-hmm. Extensions are expensive, so
they put it on a piece of tape and like just brush it and stuff.
Si pudiera, se me cae. Pero sí. Pero yo también cuando era chiquita, I was like 2 or 3 and like tenía el pelo cortito, like a little boy. Así chinito, pero todo cortito. Yo no tenía long hair and I was 2 or 3.
I had a lot of hair.
O sea, Leila ya me ganó. Como cuando yo Yes, mi mamá tiene fotos. It's like I'm with my cake. I'm 2, I'm 3. And my hair is like short, like a little boy.
Seeing you be like kind of bald type.
I was like 3 and I had like hair to here.
And when I was a baby, I was bald. Cuando nací, I was bald.
Like completely bald?
Yo no sé, pues no me vi,
like,
pero...
She wasn't there.
I wasn't there. I don't remember. I was there, but I don't remember.
But in the pictures...
Pero sí, pelona. Yo creo un little fuzz, una peach fuzz, yo creo.
Do you ever think about like when babies gain consciousness, like when they remember?
Think about when was your very first memory.
I think it's like...
Mine is like around school time, like 5.
Yeah.
Mine's around there too.
Mine's around school time.
Yeah, maybe like when you start elementary school.
Like you actually start like making memories. Instead of
yes.
you just forget that.
¿Cómo se olvida, verdad?
You have short-term memory loss.
I have that. I have that now.
I have that too now.
I
can't remember nothing to save my life.
No, pero sí, pobrecita mía. Ojalá sí le crezca su pelito. Se lo tuve que cortar, emparejar un poquito porque...
She cut it.
Ay, Diosito. Encontró las tijeras. Su hermana andaba haciendo no sé qué crafts y las dejó por ahí. Y pues ella lo encontró.
She already
Mira, luego se agarra el pelo y la hacía... Yo no la vi, pero nomás como me la imagino cuando ella según se peina el pelo, así me imagino que le hizo. Y con las tijeras. Nomás encontraba little pieces of hair por toda la casa, allá atrás, allá abajo, acá arriba, en la sala. Y me di cuenta porque le gusta peinarse el pelo, según ella. Y agarró un peine y como que se pesó y como que se la atoró y she pulled it y se le vino como un montón de pelo. Dije, esta niña ya se rompió el pelo, se lo arrancó. Y I was like, Leila, ¿qué hiciste? Te arrancaste el pelo, amor. Y luego le estaba viendo su pelo de como de dónde se lo había arrancado. And I was just grabbing at her hair and more hair was falling out. And I was like, mija, se está quedando pelona. O sea, en mi mente en mi mente pasó como que mi hija está enferma. Se le está cayendo el pelo.
Oh, wait,
o sea, it's so brittle, she just brushed it and tore it off. Y ya me estaba paniqueando, ya iba a llamar al doctor que le hicieran una cita, por favor, porque se le estaba cayendo el pelo. Y luego le agarraba más su pelito y más se le caía, pero empecé a ver como que...
It was straight.
Como que it was just like a little curl. Pero, o sea, it wasn't like it was being pulled from the root. It wasn't a strand. It was like
a piece.
A little seed, like a little curl. And I was like, como que está raro. Así no se cae el pelo. Se cae como del root. Se te cae todo el pelo así. Y luego dije, no, esta niña se cortó el pelo. Y le dije, ¿te cortaste el pelo? Sí, mami. ¿Te lo cortaste con las tijeras? Sí. Azul, dice. Se cortó con unas tijeras azules, dijo. Ay, Diosito.
At least she was honest. Does she lie? Does she lie yet?
No.
No.
Do you ever think like little babies like that don't have the capability to make up a lie in their brain?
Es que, o sea, para ellos es solo lo que hicieron. No es como que voy a mentir.
They don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I think they don't really think like they're gonna get in trouble. So they don't think like, they just be like, oh yeah, like I cut my hair with some scissors. Yeah.
Some blue scissors.
I needed a haircut, so I just cut my hair.
Pero sí se lo cortó porque luego encontré más pelo
Pero a
tirado.
lo mejor because you cut it, a lo mejor le crece.
Ojalá. Se lo traté de emparejar poquito. Porque antes tenía como unos más largos y así. Desparejo, pues. No se lo había cortado nunca.
I do remember our little brother Giovanni cut his hair, but like bad. Like he got like shavers
and he cut Daisy's hair.
Yeah,
he cut Daisy's hair right before her baptism.
Yeah,
too.
she had like aquí mucho así.
Yeah.
O sea, el peinado.
We had to hide it.
We had to try it, pero todavía se ve aquí como un poquito sticking out. It was just short right here.
We were like, oh my God.
Giovanni had like shaved his hair though. He just said, Kirp. It was super short. And we were like,
¿Por qué los niños son así?
And that was it happened at the same time. It was still like
los dos estaban todos mal.
He had a messed up haircut for his baptism. Was that her baptism?
It was her baptism. Pero como que no se le notaba tanto porque ya como que les crece rápido el pelo a los niños.
No, pero a Daisy sí se le notaba because her hair was
Her
straight.
hair was long.
And it was long, and you just saw like the. It looked like a bad bang.
De acá atrás. Ay, no. Pero él dijo, yo me corto el pelo y de una vez se lo corta a Daisy también.
I guess. He said we all need haircuts.
What he had said though. I don't know if it was true or if he had made up a lie. That que tenía una chonga o algo atorada and she couldn't get it out, and so he cut it out.
But instead of cutting the liga, he cut her hair.
But I don't know if it was true or not.
¿Quién sabe?
I don't know.
Giovanni started lying very early on because he didn't want to get in trouble. He knew he was going to get in trouble. He would lie.
Es que hacía puras cosas.
No, he was lying. We'd be like, stop lying.
Like
you're lying.
Now we're like, no te creo nada.
Yeah,
no te creo nada.
Even my dad be like, no te creo nada.
Yo no creo. ¿A poco?
Your boyfriend be like, I don't think that's true.
I don't believe it. Listen, I don't believe it.
No, he be like, yeah, he don't believe nothing that kids say. Because he already know. And I told him, like, they be lying. Don't even believe it. He would lie too. Like, he would want to come to our house. And he would lie. And we'd be like, yeah, my mom said we could go. And I'd be like, did you ask her for real? He's like, yeah, I'm about to ask her right now.
Lying.
And I'd be like, you didn't ask her.
That's why when he'd be like, oh yeah, dad said I could get it, I'm like, I gotta talk to dad.
Sí, yo siempre también tengo que hablar con mi mamá. Ma, ¿tú le dijiste a Giovanni eso? Ma, dice Giovanni que el otro. No, y entre más grande, más chismoso se está haciendo. Ay, no. I know. No.
He's actually very chismoso. Like, he's nosy.
Oh, he is. Every time I come home, he opens the door and be like,
where were you?
Legit! Or like, if I come out my room at night to like get water or something, he's like, oh, I was just trying to see who it was. I'm like,
he always up.
I'm like, who else would it be? Mm-hmm. Like, be for real.
Un ratero robándose.
I'm like, they gonna steal you because you came outside. Why'd you come out the room? What if it was the
like, hello?
He'll be like, hi.
Hi, can I help you?
Ay, no. Guachitos de veras. Celeste también a veces me quiere mentir, but she cannot lie.
She can't lie.
Cannot.
I remember Lulu.
I can tell in her face and the way she answers.
She be getting nervous. I think I've seen her before. She be like, She get nervous. She get real nervous.
It's good she's a bad liar.
She's not. I cannot lie tampoco. A mí me cuesta mucho mentir. No puedo, no sé cómo. No puedo.
So.
I think I'm a good liar.
Yo no. Como cuando el cumpleaños de mi esposo, que iba a ser sorpresa.
Yes, sí.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Like days before, like 2 or 3 days before, fui a comprar las cosas que íbamos a necesitar. And I bought like a bunch of tostadas. Lo demás, I like kind of hit it, ¿verdad?
I'm gonna make a bunch of things today.
Y cuando llegué, Cuando llegué de la tienda, él ya estaba en la casa.
Oh, damn.
So tenía que bajar las cosas.
I would have left everything in
Porque
there except like perishables.
Ya le había dicho que estaba en la tienda, entonces tenía que bajar algo de la
We should
tienda.
have dropped some.
So bajé cosas. But I just kept coming in and out. And he was like, oh, déjate ayudo. Porque yo pensé que eran poquitas cosas. Y que le dije, no, yo puedo. Ahí estás acostado a gusto. Y, no, yo te ayudo, dice, y allá va, y I tried to get there before him and like put some tostadas under the carriola or something, pero me alcanzó a ver.
And what did he say?
Dice, ¿y ahora? ¿Por qué tantas tostadas? ¿Qué se me hace? Dice, le digo, amor, estaban en descuento.
They were on
Estaban en
sale.
oferta, so me traje un montón. De todos modos, siempre ocupo tostadas. Y I was like, no creo. And I was like, ay, amor, ¿qué quieres que te diga? Estaban en oferta.
No, my boyfriend
Le voy a hacer
terrible
pozole.
at that.
¿Eh?
My boyfriend is terrible at that.
No, yo no
and it's
puedo.
like, it's impossible
O
to
sea,
hide something.
Sí.
I be leaving the stuff in my car, and then almost every single time,
Te cacha.
no, he would be like, I need something, or I gotta look for something. Is
In
it
the
your
car.
car? And I'm like, don't go in my trunk, okay? Like, don't go in my trunk. Because it'd be always, like, something right before, like, his birthday or, like, something for him. They'd be like, don't go in my trunk. Just stay out my trunk, okay? And he'd be like, what? And I'm like, just don't go in my trunk. And he was like,
Pero
okay.
ya se las andan mosqueando de que uno anda.
But usually it's not because it's a... Well, I did do one time for a party. But the time for the party, he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know at all. And the way I did it, it was just kind of like, what the hell? You remember we had that party, but everybody kept doing surprise parties. So he was like, I already know it's going to be a surprise party.
Oh.
So that's why I just had people just show up. And be
I
like,
remember
we're just
that.
coming to
He
visit.
was so confused
He
that
was so
time.
confused.
And you were like, oh, my parents are coming too. Oh, Yesenia said she's coming too. Oh, it's
I was like, oh, they said, like, since my parents are coming, they want to bring the kids too. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I forgot who got
Not
there.
just how they, oh, what all these people in the house.
Everybody, y'all were supposed to like go out, I think. And
Yeah.
And he was worried about it.
Yeah, he was
Y'all
like,
had a
"Oh,
reservation. Creo,
yeah,
¿no?
I told him we had a reservation. And, like, we had to, like, be
He was probably
home.
like, we're
He
not
was
going
And
to
we
make
had
it.
what
to do
the hell?
this. And he was like, wow, why would you have them come over right before we have to leave the house? And I was like, well, I told them, and they're just going to, like, come for a little bit. And then when you guys, like, had brought food, I think he was just kind of like, why did they bring food? And I was just like, they just said, like, they didn't want to come empty-handed to our house. So they just, they brought something
I think
to
he
share.
was like weird when like I think his sister and his dad showed up.
Yeah, when
Then he
they
was
showed
like-
up,
He was like,
it was,
all right.
it was just like, okay, so you know what's going on, no? And he was like, are we having a party? I was like, yeah, like,
Are we having a
everybody's
party?
coming over. And everybody just kept coming over. But I just had people just show up, like, just.
La gente nomás llegaba.
Another ring at
And
the
I was like,
doorbell.
bro, be on time. Be on time, please. And we had, like, he kept saying, like, he wanted to leave. And, like, when we had, like, gone home to, like, change or do something.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was like, yeah, I just need to stop by the house to do something. And I had to, like, make up shit to, like, stay at the house. Before,
Porque no
like,
llegábamos.
because you guys had to get there. And, yeah, it was just, it was a mess. But, no, a lot of times where I'd be like, okay, don't go in my trunk. It's because, like, I have a gift for him or, like, something in my trunk. And, like, a lot of the times, I just won't bring the gifts in here. I'll just leave them, like, in my trunk.
In your trunk.
Or, like, in my car or, like.
Nigel, don't go in her trunk.
He just be nosy. He be going in everywhere. And
Like,
I'd be
stay out of there.
And I'd be like, bro, don't
Ay,
go in
sí,
my
cuesta
trunk. Just don't
mucho,
look
la
in my
verdad.
trunk.
Cuesta mucho mantener el secreto, especially
It's
for like a
'cause
party.
Lulu would do a surprise party every single year.
Sí, ya.
What?
De
It
vez
was-
en cuando.
Well,
It's not a
it was in
surprise
that.
anymore.
It was in that moment where it was like, okay, like everybody knows it's gonna be a surprise party, so we can't do no more surprise party until like
For a
couple
while.
of years now because everybody's having surprise parties, so it's not a surprise no more.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mi
yeah.
mamá también, was it last New Year's?
Oh, she just had your birthday at New Year's.
Yeah, but one
And
of
it was
them,
the New Year's before too. But
Uh-huh.
someone told you.
she told me.
Oh.
Porque se equivocó. Mi mamá me estaba haciendo que... Porque mi cumpleaños es el 28 de diciembre. So she was going to do a surprise on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, because it's always at her house.
Ajá. Ajá, mom always does New Year's Eve.
Mi mamá siempre la riega though.
Entonces,
My mom is so bad at
She
it.
entonces yo
always
dije,
messes up.
ok, y pues íbamos a ir allí, ¿verdad? We were gonna cook. no sé qué hicimos. Pierna de puerco, I think. Like carnitas.
I don't remember.
No me acuerdo, pero... Ok, que íbamos a llegar allí. Pero en lo que me estaba cambiando, me llega un mensaje. Y mi mamá dice, oh, Lore.
¿Te vienes?
Te vienes, también le vamos a celebrar a Jessie su cumpleaños con Año Nuevo. O sea, ella pensó que le estábamos dando el mensaje a su hermana Lorena para que viniera al New Year's y al cumpleaños. O decirle que también se iba a celebrar mi cumpleaños. Pero me lo mandó a mí. Y luego mandó otro y dice, no leas eso, Jessie, no es para ti. I'm like, ma, ya lo leí. I was like, me haré la sorprendida. And she was like, oh no, ya la regué.
But the year before you didn't know. People were just giving you gifts and you were like, I'm confused.
Ajá. Pero luego también llego yo siempre primero.
Yeah.
So there's like nobody. And I'm like, surprise. Pero bueno. No salen las cosas, la verdad.
But my mom's terrible. My mom always has to mess up something.
And my mom will just
Es
start
que
laughing.
es bien difícil. Ay, no. No, pero sí. Ya no más surprise parties.
No, maybe like 5 years from now.
Yeah, 5 years right now.
Oh, and I remember another story too that I don't think I told y'all. I had.
¿De qué?
I basically.
Basically.
I'm basically a hero.
A hero.
Basically saved this little dog's life too one time, but it was a little chaotic. It was sad though. It was sad too. I'm gonna tell you the story. So I have this customer, and she's like religiously my customer, and like she comes like every 2 weeks religiously. Every single 2 weeks she comes. And
Ella sí cuida su perro.
oh yeah, but it's also because she's like I don't like dogs.
She don't like dogs.
She don't like dogs, and she's like I hate like smelling them, and they have
Es
a
que
smell,
sí
too.
huelen.
or they smell nasty or
Huelen a
whatever.
perro mojado.
Like I hate it, so I have to bring them every 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they stink, and I can't stand it. And I'm like, well, it's good with me. I don't care. And they don't have like dry skin or anything, because she always gets like conditioner and like everything for them, so they're fine. But so she used to. Well, I'm not gonna say that. But she had this dog. And his name was Romeo. Mm-hmm. And it was a little Yorkie. Mm-hmm. And she also likes their hair very long. So his hair was like to the floor. Oh. Yeah. It was like this short. But it was like to the floor. Like it was really long.
That's a small little dog.
Yorkies are tiny.
I pensé que eran más grandes.
No, they're little tiny.
Tiny little dogs. Mm-hmm. And she brought him to me one time. And like regular. And I saw that his skin, when I bathed him, was like really white. It was like really pale.
Su scalp.
Yeah, his scalp.
Sí, pues su piel.
And I was like, this doesn't really look that normal to me. And then I went to like brush his teeth, and his gums were like really pale too. Like they weren't pink. How like they're supposed to be like ours. Mm-hmm. They were really pale. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's not normal for sure. And then his ears, like the tips of his ears, where you can see the skin because he has like less hair there, they were like really pale. The tips or the
inside?
The inside, but his ears would stand up, so you can see the tips. Oh, so it's like
the top.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the insides be just like a different color. Mm-hmm. But the tips of his ears were like pale. And I was like, I'm gonna just tell her. And I told my coworker, and I was like, can you look at his dog? Like, I think he's really pale. Like that sometimes it's like they're like anemic, just like people are. Mm-hmm. And she had her dog once, and she was anemic, so she knows what it looks like. And I showed it to her, and she was like, oh yeah, he's too pale. Like he doesn't look normal. And she was like, just take it to the...
¿Y cómo actuaba? ¿Actuaba bien?
It acted like a little sad. Because I'll say he usually like tried to bite me for his nails. Like he was a little dog, and he was getting older, but he was still trying to fight me for his nails and try to bite me and everything. But this time I did his nails, and he kind of just stood there. He didn't really fight me that much. Yeah, and I was like, something's weird about you. And I took him to the vet next door, and they looked at him like real fast, and they were like, yeah, tell him to bring him over, because yeah, he does look like he might be anemic, like he's really pale. And I told her, and she came, and she picked him up, and she took him next door, and they were like, yeah, like he might be anemic. And I like finished my shift, and when I went to leave, I saw her sitting on the bench like in front of the vet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, like, what did they say? Like, what did they say happened? And she was like telling me, she was like tearing up. She was like kind of crying. And she was like, yeah, they said he's very anemic. Like one of his blood cell counts is like really, really low, and they're gonna have to do a blood transfusion.
Wow.
And that they need to do it like right now. Or he's like,
they do that at the vet at your place?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the blood transfusions?
No, actually no. I think they sent her to like an emergency vet. Yeah, to an emergency vet, because they're like a general doctor vet.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like gonna refer her to an emergency vet, so you go get a blood transfusion.
Pero el examen de la anemia y del blood count se lo hicieron at your job.
Mm-hmm.
Y salió bajo, so lo mandaron a emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so she took him to the emergency, and they did a blood transfusion, and she was like, it was like thousands and thousands of dollars. And they were like, okay, well, that's going to probably do it. Like, we don't really know why it happened, but we did the blood transfusion, so now he should be fine. They didn't really find a cause.
For the anemia.
Mm-hmm.
Is the anemia the low blood count?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything to, like, treat it, though? Like, for in
They
dogs?
didn't know, like, what
Que le den frijoles.
wrong. They don't know why it happened.
Pero que no, anemia. What's the one que necesitas hierro? ¿No es anemia?
Low iron?
I think it's that because there's... Yeah, I think it's anemia, too.
No sé. Doctors, please comment.
He was already on like a prescription diet. So it was like a diet for like little old dogs.
Porque ya estaba grande.
Mm-hmm. He was getting older.
Mm-hmm.
And
o sea, y ya estaba bien después del transfusion.
He was fine. Yeah, she took him home, and she was fine. And they really didn't find like a cause on like what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then another 2 weeks, she brought him again.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the same thing, and I was like he's.
O sea, estaba pálido otra vez.
Mm-hmm. I was like, he looks really pale again. And I told
her. Y ella
her,
no te decía como que.
I think she started to tell me that like he didn't want to eat. He was starting to not want to eat, and like when they start to not want to eat, it's like they're dying. They're gonna die soon.
O sea, sería porque ya estaba grande.
Mm-hmm.
Tal vez.
Probably, yeah.
And I told her, I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna want to take him to the vet again because he's
pale again.
He's really pale again, and if you say he's not wanting to eat, like, I'm sorry, but that's usually like a really bad sign that if they stop wanting to eat.
Sí, los perritos siempre quieren comer.
Yeah, they eat everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she took him to the vet, and they were like, yeah, like he has a really low blood count again. He's gonna need another blood transfusion. And she did it again, and then I think like 2 weeks later again, she was like, he's doing the same thing and he's not wanting to eat anymore. And she was like, I'm not taking him to the vet anymore because it's costing like thousands of dollars. And like, it just keeps happening. I think I'm just going to let it take its course. And she let him. And then like a couple weeks later, I think I was at a bar, and it was like late at night. And I was at a bar, and she was like, hey. No, I wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
And she was just... and she texted me and was like, hey, like, I just wanted to let you know, like, I think she had told me, like, earlier that day, like, they had came home and, like, they just found him that he had passed away.
No, se murió.
Solito.
Yeah, he passed away.
That's
like,
so sad.
Well, he had a little sibling. She ended up getting another little dog. So, like, before he died, he had a little sibling.
You know, that's something también que, ¿por qué no quiero pets? Porque uno se encariña. Si tienes niños, se encariñan y después se mueren y como que causan una tristeza muy grande. Y como para qué buscarse uno de esas tristezas.
Yeah, it's super sad, honestly. Shit sucks.
Más si lo tienes como por muchos años, que creció contigo o creció con tus hijos. That's sad. No, yo no quiero. No, gracias. No quiero.
You want a little bird?
I'll take a bird.
Oh, Daisy loves her little birds.
Yeah. Y los fishes,
these
these kids,
alive.
they go fishing in the little lake.
I think there's one fish that, like, it's still going. The other ones will die. That fish has been there for a while.
He's a trooper.
I think he's killing the other ones.
He probably is.
I don't know.
Los guaches van y pescan en un parquecito, un charquito de agua. Pescan con una boronita de pan. Y sacan el pescado y los meten en la pecera. They had like 5 or 6 of them.
But
in the
I
little
feel like
fish
they
tank.
be dying because it's not the same water.
Exactly.
It's not the same water, and they probably.
Pero a ver
they
cómo
don't
está
treat
viviendo
it,
eso.
That was not dying.
That was a mutant.
Quién sabe, pero I know las ideas de los guaches. Ellos a fuerzas quieren peces. So they go to the lake and fish some. They're smart.
They're like, vamos a comer bien de
They're gonna die anyways. Ay, no. Ay, Dios mío.
That is smart, though.
Is that not animal cruelty too? They just keep killing the fish.
Yo no sé.
They're not killing them, they're dying.
Right, but if they were left
They're
where
dying
they
'cause-
were, they probably wouldn't be alive.
What if somebody fished them out anyway, though?
Quién
They
sabe.
died. Well, most of the time they throw them back in.
We'll never know, I guess.
I don't get that. I don't get people that fish and then throw the fish back in. Like, why
Just for the fun of
It's
it.
just for fun, because they don't
Y
want.
nomás le haces la herida al pescado.
That's stupid.
¿Cuál es el punto, pobrecitos? Mejor no pesques.
That's stupid.
That is
If you
true.
fish, that's stupid.
I know. I feel like it's boring.
Yeah.
You gotta sit there for a long time.
And I feel like
Nosotros cuando éramos chiquitos sí nos gustaba también, pero no teníamos caña de pescar. We would just go to the park, and since we knew people would go like fishing there, we would like find random little pieces of strings with the hooks attached, grab a stick, tie the little piece of
we did ghetto
string,
fishing.
I
and
remember
throw it in the
that.
lake.
I
And we
remember
caught
that.
fishes, little tiny ones. I mean, I don't know if there's big ones in there, but
Probably
it was
not.
hilarious.
I
O sea, ahorita que me
remember
acuerdo
that.
digo, ¿cómo fuimos a pescar así?
We were broke fishing.
Pero
threw a
pescábamos, nos
string.
divertíamos.
We just threw a string.
The fishing line, no string.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna be all for today.
Yes, I
Thanks
think
for
so.
watching.
Was yapping a
Thank you,
lot.
guys. Comment your favorite stories that you have from your jobs.
If you have any fight
Have you
stories,
fought
If you have any
Somebody
fight
at your
stories,
job.
those are my favorite.
O historias de viejitos rabo verdes, asquerosos. Ay, no, por favor.
Translation: nasty old man.
nasty old man.
I know. Well, thank you for watching us. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.